I think. But as Keela is doing these leaps, I think she's going to come around for one more. You might notice that even at 13 years old, Keela has not lost all the gray she had as a calf. So even at 13, you'll notice she's still got a lot of gray around her eyes and neck, even along her back, along that dorsal ridge. Now, these belugas do not have a big dorsal fin like, dolphins. Instead, take a look at Keela's dorsal ridge right now. That smaller ridge right there, because they spend a lot of time underneath the ice, a dorsal fin would get in the way, scratch up against that ice. So smaller dorsal ridge is a very useful adaptation for these amazing belugas. But you might be able to see some of that gray along Keela's back as she was up there. So again, even at 13, she's not lost all that gray. It's a very, very gradual process. And part of what helps them turn a little bit whiter every year is that they actually molt off an outer layer of skin. Similar to snakes. Snakes tend to molt off an outer layer of skin as well. These belugas will do the same thing. So you might actually notice Aurora is going through this molt right now. If you take a closer look at Aurora's back, you might notice that she looks a little bit yellow. That's a little bit strange. They're supposed to be white. Well, that's that outer layer of skin that's starting to come off Aurora now. So it actually turns a bit yellow as she's molting. And that layer of skin that's underneath that yellow is actually just a little bit more white than it was before. So you can see just how gradual it is. Every year as they go through that molt, their skin gets just a little bit whiter. That's part of the reason why it'll take Tika so long to turn white. And you've probably noticed that Tika's got some strange markings along her melon region and around her eyes. Sometimes it makes her look a little bit like Harry Potter. She's got strong around the eyes. And that's because Tika is going through this molting process as well. So even as a calf, she's going through this molting process, especially because she's starting to grow so much. But as you can see, our trainers are just exiting the habitat because they have finished up with their training session, but they have given us an excellent opportunity to learn a little bit more about these amazing belugas and just how they fit into their Arctic environment, because they are, in fact, wonderful, amazing animals. And they are the most abundant whales that can be found right here off the coast, in Canadian waters. However, unfortunately, these belugas are increasingly becoming an animal of concern. Because they do live in the Arctic, they're facing problems with climate change and global warming, which is very unfortunate. However, all of us can make an effort every day to try and improve the lives of belugas, just like these ones, by trying to reduce the amount of oil we use, turning off the lights when we go shopping. Instead of taking a plastic bag, you can take a cloth one instead. That would really help out amazing animals just like these belugas. But now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to step off the microphone. At that time, you can feel free to come on up to the glass, get a closer look at the belugas. If you do have any further questions, once again, my name is Julie. You can feel free to come on